Giannis appears ready to move, and the Bucks are demanding blue chip prospects plus a mountain of future picks. The deadline is next week, and everything can change with one deal. Here are 8 factors that break down what each suitor can offer, why Milwaukee wants picks, what Toronto's stance means, and how extension timing will decide everything. Chapter 1, Milwaukee price tag. Milwaukee's message is simple and ruthless. They want real assets to rebuild, not a short-term patch job. Milwaukee wants a mix of top-tier young talent and a substantial haul of first-round picks with swap protections. This isn't a pie-in-the-sky list of fantasies. The Bucks are asking for blue-chip prospects who could anchor the roster in 5 years. They're asking for a stack of draft capital that gives the front office flexibility to draft, trade, or use as leverage. The rationale is clear. The franchise is effectively hitting reset. Rather than extract a return that helps them this season, they want the raw materials for a multi-year rebuild. That frame changes every rival's calculus. Teams that can only offer a couple of picks or mid-level veterans aren't getting Giannis. Teams that can promise long windows of pick control or include genuine high-upside youngsters suddenly look much more attractive. For Milwaukee, draft currency solves multiple problems. It refills the talent pipeline. It buys time in case of misses, and it gives the franchise optionality to pivot. In short, the Bucks' demand list is a play for sustainable reconstruction, not a quick fix.
We're not playing well. We had a tough loss the other night.
Chapter 2, Toronto's line. Toronto is reportedly interested, but they're drawing a clear line. Scottie Barnes and Pascal Siakam are off limits. Toronto line is built around protecting the core identity of the Raptors. That posture isn't arrogant so much as logic. Those two are the Raptors' identity, and crucially, the primary complementary pieces you'd want around a superstar like Giannis. Trade Pascal and you lose a proven scorer and half of your late game creation. Trade Scottie and you surrender the team's engine, the emotional leader who ties rotations together. The Raptors can still offer substantial draft capital and role players without breaking that core. The talking points floating around include sending veterans and younger wing, plus multiple first-round picks and pick swaps. From Toronto's perspective, the ask is practical. They will not hollow out their present roster for a one-year push, unless Giannis signs long-term. If Giannis declines to commit, Toronto wouldn't risk mortgaging the future for a short-term rental. So Toronto's negotiation is about retaining identity while attempting a lopsided bet on drafting and role player value. That balance makes them a cautious but serious suitor, capable of building a competitive offer without losing the team's spine. In its Chapter 3, Golden State Edge, Golden State seems uniquely positioned to deliver what Milwaukee is asking for. Prolonged draft control. Golden State Edge could move multiple first rounders and several swaps, effectively offering years of pick leverage. That kind of package is attractive to a team seeking a sustained rebuild. Beyond picks, Golden State can throw in young players as sweetener, prospects who might not be blue chip but still represent upside. The Warriors also offer an obvious basketball narrative. Pairing Giannis with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green creates a terrifying playoff matchup, melding elite shooting, playmaking, and inside dominance. From Giannis' perspective, that's an attractive place to chase championships. From Milwaukee's perspective, years of pick control plus some young talent may outvalue any single current rotation piece. The risk for Golden State is the financial and roster balance required to sign Giannis to a max extension. But if they can present both capital and a credible plan for long-term contention, they become the most compelling suitor on paper. Chapter 4, Miami and other suitors. Miami, Minnesota, New York, Detroit, and others all occupy different positions in this market. Miami appeal rests on culture and defensive identity, plus the presence of Bam Adebayo as a natural foil for Giannis. But Bam's long-term fit with Giannis is analytically uncertain. You don't necessarily get a clean offensive complement. Miami brings championship culture and a proven supporting cast, but they need to reconcile spacing and playmaking around Giannis. Minnesota can move young talents, but might lack the deep draft capital Milwaukee seeks. They could offer exciting players and a future core, yet not the quantity of firsts that would satisfy the Bucks' rebuild plan. New York offers market size and playoff infrastructure, but lacks the volume of first-round picks to outgun teams like Golden State. They also face payroll and asset constraints that limit how many premium pieces they can send. Detroit can assemble interesting young packages, but would be forced to consider upending the Cade Cunningham or Jalen Duren era, which seems unlikely. Every potential suitor faces the same two-sided constraint. They either have the young players Milwaukee loves, or they have the draft ammo, but not always both. So the trade-off comes back to the Bucks' strict preference for picks and controllable young talent. That requirement narrows the field quickly and forces creative packaging from teams that want to compete in the sweepstakes. Chapter 5, Draft Capital Logic. Why are picks the currency here? Simple. Picks buy time and optionality. Draft capital lets a franchise reload, make incremental investments, and avoid placing all hopes on a single blockbuster swing. Long-term pick control allows a team to reload, make incremental investments, and avoid placing all hopes on one trade. Milwaukee's leadership plainly value the flexibility that comes with multiple firsts and swaps. Those assets can be flipped, packaged, or used to select prospects that fit whatever direction the new rebuild takes. There is historical precedent. Teams that stockpile picks and draft wisely can recover faster and afford to be patient. For the Bucks, obtaining picks outweighs short-term help because their timeline and roster construction need a sustainable reset more than a one-season boost. That reality penalizes teams that can only offer immediate rotational upgrades and rewards those who can transfer multi-year control. In other words, picks are insurance against the volatility of single-season outcomes and the unpredictability of free agency. Chapter 6, Extension Timing Importance. The timing of Giannis' extension is a critical leverage point. It changes the valuation calculus entirely. Extension timing will dictate how much teams are willing to surrender now for the long-term benefit. If Giannis is traded at the deadline, the acquiring team can sign him to an extension in the summer. Different timing or off-season moves could complicate the dollars and the decision window. Reports peg the expected extension around 4 years and roughly $275 million. That promise of a lock and build makes a trade more palatable to any team surrendering long-term assets. For Milwaukee, it also matters. Teams offering picks need assurance that Giannis will sign. Otherwise, they are effectively handing over the farm for a rental. So extension timing is not a peripheral detail, it's a gating factor. If Giannis wants to orchestrate his destination, the summer extension becomes a bargaining chip. Teams will only pay the price if they believe they can secure his commitment after the swap. That belief is the difference between offering future control assets and offering marginal short-term help. Chapter 7, Narrative and Friction. This process has suffered from a drip of rumors, pushbacks, denials, and false alarms that frustrates fans and clouds GM decision-making.
Waiting till the offseason, kind of going to let the team tank a little bit. I do not want to trade Giannis.
Market friction comes from uncertainty, leaks, and strategic opacity. Ideally, a player with a clear destination list and a coordinated camp would make negotiations cleaner. Teams either line up with trade offers or walk. Instead, the market has frozen at times because everyone waits for the domino to fall. That indecision produces inefficiencies. Front offices are reluctant to part with premium assets, while Giannis' intention remains murky. Media cycles amplify uncertainty, and false optimism or premature scoops inflame fan bases. The truth is, smaller market franchises like Milwaukee shouldn't be forced into a rushed decision by leaks and pressure. A cleaner process, a definitive list, or a formal request would allow for more efficient market activity and fewer wasted negotiations. Until that clarity arrives, chatter will continue to slow down real movement and conservative GMs will guard their capital. Chapter 8, My Read and the Outcome. My read is this: Giannis moves by the deadline, and Golden State is the most likely landing spot. My read sees incentives aligning for both sides: Milwaukee, Golden State, and Giannis. Milwaukee needs draft capital and young talent to rebuild, and Golden State appears willing to provide sustained pick control plus sweetening players. For Giannis, pairing with an elite shooter and veteran playmakers offers a genuine championship runway, assuming he signs the expected extension. Toronto can assemble a competitive offer while retaining Scottie and Pascal, but they might fall short if Giannis prioritizes immediate title contention in a more established window. New York, Miami, and Minnesota remain viable, but face either a lack of picks or a tougher fit. Ultimately, whichever team can satisfy Milwaukee's dual demand, blue chip youth and a mountain of picks, while convincing Giannis to commit long-term, will win this sweepstakes. Until that deal happens, the market remains frozen, and many general managers wait to see the domino fall. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like this one right here. It's definitely something you'll be interested in. Click it now.